last time I did that, I turned it on for a project, and because it had fallen asleep, it was the camera, and I did the whole thing, and it was like 30 minutes long, and then it didn't happen.
Oh no.
Okay. So I can make these more beautiful, but I wrote those.
Those will be
I didn't want to spend too insanely amount of time on it, considering
no.
the likelihood of them getting teared down. Okay, so transitions, bathroom. Have you done Mystery Motivator before? Yes.
And it's kind of like our Go Noodle, because we have them in a bag. There's some buy-in. I would say like 80% of them buy into it.
So I changed it a little bit.
Okay.
I made it look more like a game board. So we're here, and anytime that they meet the goal in the hallway for the time, they get to tear one off, and each one of these has something under it.
Oh, that's adorable.
So they either, and they're working towards the end of the year. I'm gonna throw in some money, and if they make it here, we'll have a party at the end of the year. And so each one of these either has a level of a reward, 1 through 3, or points.
Okay.
That work up to things that they can buy for the end of the year party. I think you can earn like, I think it was 1,500 points at the end of the year. And if they make it all the way through, we will get to the party, and I would be happy to like buy pizza or bring in like whatever they're motivated by.
Are happy by like hot Cheetos. So
So that would be
the last
really
time we
easy.
beat the timer, I went to Kroger and bought $4 bags of hot Cheetos, the Kroger brand, portioned them out in Ziploc bags, and they were like
That
to
is
die
awesome.
about it.
So then on top of that, because you had talked about the kids that like to mess it up for everyone, I made these little, where are they? Point money things. So if like a couple kids are being really good in the hallway, and then you have your kids that are taking forever, you can hand them these and praise them for being good. Even
We have similar.
we had some stuff like that.
Yeah, for the it's like school wide, and
Yes, you showed me those.
yeah.
So these go 5 through 100 points, and I was going to make a rewards menu of things that they could earn if you hand them that anything. I went out and bought candy. I couldn't think of anything else. I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
I don't have any allergies.
Yeah, I thought you had said that, so I wasn't too worried. But nice. Private.
Well, and I've noticed even acknowledging the ones that are doing a good job, like I like how you're standing.
Positive praise is
Yeah.
so
And
reinforcing.
Other classes, this class this year specifically, really falls in line with it.
That's awesome.
And other classes, they're just like, I don't care, I don't want to be acknowledged if whatever. So
Right.
it works well for them.
So my hope is that if we hand these out, that enough kids will buy in where we can get started on this, and they'll be motivated by that. So what I wanted to do with them to like get this set up is let them pick their own rewards.
Okay.
So I made these, but they're blank. So for the individual rewards, I just did those point values, which they're earning with these.
Okay.
And just being like, all right, what do you want to earn? And 100 points could even be get to take one of the sticky notes off, something like that, or get a piece of candy or whatever. Get their first pick at a center during recess if it's indoors, stuff like that. I was gonna try to brainstorm.
Let's see. They could pick like a Go Noodle.
For the class.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
When we do it, they could pick movie for indoor recess. Treasure box. Because there's candy in there. Do one, like a pencil.
And if you want me to go out and buy anything, I'll just run to the dollar store. It's across the street from where I work, so.
Yeah, dollar store's my best friend.
Yes. And I, by the end of this week, would have time to go like buy trinkety stuff just to throw in the treasure box.
You're in college. You know how it is. Like little stuff that they will like to do, like walk with teacher for the day.
It's awesome that they're reinforced like that.
Sit at my table. They like to sit in the teacher chair.
I noticed that when I was here last. Do they really like computers? Maybe getting like first pick at computers if they're inside.
Yeah. It's hard because they're not always working.
Yeah.
Or they don't have a lot of things blocked this year, so they're on like YouTube looking at like booty videos, and I'm like, come on.
Oh.
You are 7. So it's like you have to watch them like a hawk when they're on it.
Yeah.
Plus to log them in, it takes like 5 minutes for them to like the computers to start up. So
They're
that's
slow.
like 15 minutes of your computer time. Oh, you just got on, you're done. Sorry.
Sorry about that. So then for class stuff, each one of the sticky notes has anywhere, there's way more level 1s than level like 2s and 3s.
Okay.
So like, I don't know what you have wiggle room for in the classroom. If like level 3 could be like you get a Go Noodle when you get back, or like things that actually take time, or get to watch YouTube video, whatever.
Because Go Noodles take, they're usually 2 to 3 minutes long, so
Yeah.
maybe it's 5 to 7 minutes for a whole, like
Right.
transitioning, getting over there, doing it, getting back to their seat. So it's not a big deal, but it's also like a brain break for them, and they get to move a little bit. So I don't mind spending that time to do
because they
it.
sort of need it sometimes.
Yeah, because I mean, we sat in a staff meeting yesterday from 3:45 to 4:30, and I was about ready to die for sitting in
Right.
a chair for a half an hour. Like, are we done yet? So.
Yeah, sitting can really take a toll on you. It's amazing.
Especially Monday after work, I was exhausted.
Yes. For these other things that I sort of thought, where they could add things to their end of the year party could be an option if they don't want something immediately. So like level 1 could be add 50 points to your end of the year party on top of whatever this is. And then before the end of the year, I was gonna make some kind of like party menu where like Cheetos could be 50 points or like whatever, depending on how much it looks like they get, because we want them to be reinforced.
Are those individual? Those are individual points.
Yep.
Okay. And it's just how they, whatever they draw, or can they save them up?
They can save them up for the end of the year.
Okay. They might have a hard time.
Saving them. Is there anywhere, they all have these like, it's kind of a mess.
They have a hard time like taking care of their things. So people steal and things like that. That's my concern with that, and I don't know. Unless I make it more of like an instant, like
I mean,
you get to cash them in at the end of the day. Kind of
that
thing.
could work. Then these would have to be something like the treasure box.
Yeah.
Or stuff like that.
Her points could be like moving your clip up to below.
That would be a good one. Especially because if they're earning these,
Yeah.
they are exhibiting good behavior in the hallway. If we want to do it at the end of the day, that could work. Or I could, you have how many kids?
20, oh jeez.
With your normal classroom?
Miss Brittany, please come to the office. Miss Brittany.
24.
We could get like plastic baggies and I could Sharpie write their names, and if they wanted to keep them, you could keep them at your desk. That's just a couple bucks to go buy a pack of 24 bags.
I have big ones, but I don't have little ones right now. They have a hard time managing things.
Well, it also might be like a cognitive thing, being able to like save
Be
things.
responsible and say that, yeah.
So whatever you think would work best, I'm good either way. I just wanted these to like get the kids, if we're not earning this, to get the kids motivated still.
Maybe we'll talk about it today.
Okay.
And tomorrow, and then I'll let you know what we ended up deciding, like as a class, because I feel like they have more buy-in if we talk about it.
That's kind of what I thought, which is why I left.
And then, yeah, and then I'll let you know, because tomorrow and Thursday there's testing, so we won't have any specials or anything, so it'll give us something, like a break
To talk about,
to
that
talk
would be
about it too.
great.
So that kind of
That'll be a
fits
tough day.
perfect. It's gonna be a long couple of weeks, because testing is like 3 weeks long. They're supposed to be doing less testing with all of this, but they're in fact doing more testing.
You're just doing it in here, like a couple kids at a time, right? Ugh.
Yeah, it takes about 3 weeks to do it, and I can't teach for that time because I have to monitor the computers. And we have Chromebooks, but we have a cart downstairs. We don't have one for up here, so it's frustrating.
I can definitely see how that would be frustrating.
I'm trying to think of different things
Yeah.
I can get. Well, and I could even, the only thing, we have mice, so I don't want to have a lot of food. But they're very food motivated. Clip-on glue, I could do like a bag of Cheetos. And just get a little tub and.
Are like stickers or going in like a pack, do they do trading cards still? What's the?
Mr. Irvin, you have a call on line 1. Mr. Irvin, line 1, please.
Show you what I have in my trade box. I'm trying to think of what they have like at the dollar store I can get. They like bubbles, and they in like the
Oh,
wedding
that's
section at the
easy.
dollar store.
Yeah.
I can get a little thing of bubbles. Sucker for one of them, maybe.
I brought suckers if you want them.
Pencil. They love like
The weird.
like the weirdest little.
Glow in the dark fingers. Yes.
These were a big hit. I found these in the
What
Kroger
are-
dollar bin. They're just
they're
little
cake
figurines.
toppers?
They're just little like. There's one of these, and there's a little like army guy.
Whatever they're reinforced by,
Yeah.
right?
Stuff like this. It just depends. Like every class is different with what they like. Like I had one class that was just
Love stickers.
they just wanted stickers.
Oh, maybe when you have the class discussion, they'll come up with stuff that we're not thinking of.
Yeah. I think pencils would be good. They love fun pencils. For like a cheap, for like a 20 point or 50
Right.
point something. Maybe. They like choices too.
That's
so
kind of what I figured.
I try to come up with like 2 choices for
Mhm.
each.
So yeah, this is super simple, but
Mhm.
it typically works really well. Oh, and I brought sticky notes in case these get torn off
Okay.
or they just like fall off.
They like to steal my sticky notes, so I don't have any
Yeah,
break
so
out.
I brought, well, you can have all of mine. I brought sticky notes and tape to hang these and to replace the sticky notes. That will inevitably fall.
And how would you want me to track their points? Should we track it?
I mean, once they're uncovered, you can just see them, so you can
Oh,
count
yeah,
them up
okay.
when it's done.
Okay.
And then the last thing I wanted to figure out was we've been tracking behavior and time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would be too much for them to kind of,
They just beat the timer with just
yay! I think that's a lot to like kind of think about.
Yeah.
And if one's going down, the other is going down.
Yeah, but then yeah.
So it might be easier just to do time. That way we're focused, like, because if we do behavior,
And
we're
not
gonna-
like counting on like spleens
Yeah.
and stuff, because that's a lot.
That's a lot for you to do, and I feel like it's focusing on the negative a little bit. So if we just
Yeah.
want to do time, I think that would work.
Okay.
And then as far as what we're gonna do to beat the timer, right now you said it's 10 minutes, 9?
9.
9.
See, I have
Holy moly, so many pencils.
It's called Christmas, and my mom goes crazy at the dollar store and just fills boxes with crap for my classroom.
Oh, when you're a teacher, Christmas
know.
is all the fun stuff.
I know.
So it's at 9 minutes right now, and they didn't make it at all before spring break? Do they know it's at 9 minutes?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And I usually give a 2-3 minute warning. And I even try, like, we were doing 3 at a time. And it was pretty successful. And then I've had a lot of incidences of, like, the boys fighting or picking each other up and dropping them on their heads or climbing on the walls. And the girls are in the bathroom twerking and doing the splits and things like that. So we brought it down to 1 or 2 at a time, depending on who is next in line, if I'm going to send that person and the previous person. By now I know who gets along and who doesn't and who can manage themselves around other people. So, I mean, I was just trying to expedite it a little bit quickly, make it faster. But I don't know. These guys, it's an interesting group this year. Very immature compared to other groups.
Well, I'm hoping that by getting rewards when they get back in the classroom, that they will be more motivated to get out of the bathroom. And then these might help for that.
Mrs. Thompson, you have a call on line 2. Mrs. Thompson, line 2.
Do you think that they will be able to experience success quickly enough to buy into this at 9 minutes?
Unless I bump it up to 10. And then we decrease it by 10 seconds every time we meet the goal. Or
That could work.
something like that.
Or at the end of the week, just decrease it by, if they're like totally rocking it, decrease it by what they're hitting.
Okay.
If they're just barely hitting it, just decrease it by a minute. I think that'd be good. Because I want, like, them, the first 3 all have rewards. So.
It's on that class.
Oh, yeah, I have tape.
So then we can, I have so we can talk about them as we line up. I'm surprised we have testing so quick after break, because usually it takes a week to get them back into their routines.
Right.